Well, hey, B. It's JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, real quick. I guess it's giving. We can go pastor for pastor or something. Okay? Now, girl, Pastor Keion has been going viral lately. Y'all know he did a video not too long ago where he was seeking money from the church, okay? Seeking money from the church. I do believe some damage happened to the church and he was seeking people to donate. He wanted to get oh so much of money from oh so many of people, all right? At first he wanted larger quantities of money, and then he wanted smaller amounts, from smaller people, a smaller amount of people, or shall I say he wanted larger amounts from a small amount of people and smaller amounts from a larger amount of people. Either way, he was being very clear on what it is that he needed for his church, and he was expecting people to provide, okay? So, of course, that went viral, and a lot of people had things to say about that. In addition, there was another video where Pastor Keion shushed a woman in church when, they were praying or whatnot. They were praying and stuff, and she started screaming, and he's like snapping his finger, get her, somebody get her. Okay, went viral for that. All right, a lot of people had stuff to say. Okay, and then he came out and said that they've had this conversation with her before. They've talked to her about this before, and she knows that it's a problem, right? Then next thing you know, it was like maybe a month or so after that, I'm hearing that he apologized to the woman that he sat up there and told to shush at the church. Okay, girl. Why you waited so long? Why did you wait so long? If you offered the woman an apology, why did it have to take that long for you to get this lady an apology? But ma'am, if it's supposed to be quiet time, just a little piece, you ain't got to do all that hollering at the church. The people hear you. They do. The Lord hears you. The people hear you, honey. Okay, but I don't want to tell nobody how to praise, okay? Because I do what you do, okay? Obviously, you was getting on the folks' nerves, and Mr. Keion had to say something to you. But, a lot of people felt different ways about it. So he has been going viral damn near every month. Pastor Keion has been going viral for something, okay? More recently, he's gone viral for his comments on poor people and giving to the poor, and whether it's beneficial for you or whether it's not beneficial for you, okay? And I want us to listen to what it is he had to say, and especially for the people that have not heard it. Leave your thoughts below about what you think. But in addition to that, it wouldn't be right if Jamal Bryant did not come to the front and also share his thoughts about what Pastor Keion had to say. I'm not fully surprised at Jamal speaking out, because I've seen on social media quite a few pastors or people in that spiritual leadership role coming out and, pretty much calling him out and saying what he said was not right. He was wrong for what he said, but I'm not going to even continue to talk for the people that haven't heard it. I want you guys to hear it for yourself. Let's get into it. This is Pastor Keion.
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something. The poor will be with you always, and there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself.
Wow.
So when you give $1 to somebody on the street talking about I did my job, God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Bible.
Thank you, but it ain't gonna help you.
Charity does not bring wealth. What? Only the tithe does that. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna preach on it.
Listen, sir. Maybe some people just want to do a good deed. Maybe when they give to the poor, they're not necessarily expecting anything back because they understand that the poor may not be able to give. But people pulled out all kind of scriptures that debunks what he is saying. Okay, and then for you to say the poor will always be with you. So basically, it sounds like you're saying don't give to the poor because you can't get nothing in return. And that also makes me think about what you think about poor people that may attend your church. So if that's the case, I'm not even expecting your church to be helping the homeless in any type of fashion, especially during the holiday season. I don't expect you to help out nobody. Cause you think they poor and they can't do nothing for you. They can't get nothing you can't get nothing from them. You can't get no blessings. I am confusion with this thought process. And I would love to have been a fly on the wall to hear what Miss Shawnee Henderson, okay, had to say to this man after this thing went viral. Or was you sitting down there at the front of the church as he was preaching and you was clapping your hands, condoning what he was saying? Girl, the people have been eating him up, okay, on the social media now. Because it's so funny to be like, how do you fix your mouth to say these things? But, a lot of times I feel like pastors think they can get away with stuff based on how they say it. And it's not just them. It's a lot of people that's in that speaking realm, motivational or whatever. Okay. They all, based on how you say it. Okay. Because you got a deep that comes behind it. Okay, you think that whatever you saying is absolutely correct, and it's not always right. And then some of y'all be heathens down there in the pulpit, but then be trying to preach to others. Sweep around your own front door, please. But let's keep going. Speaking of heathen, we're going to get into Jamal Bryant because I want you guys to hear what he had to say in response to Pastor Keion. So let us go ahead and check this out, okay?
If you have been a blessing to other people, even when you didn't have a whole lot yourself. Now, I got to clear something up. It is a blessing when you do something for the poor. It's a blessing when you do something for the poor. The Bible says that when you give to the poor, it is as if you are lending to the Lord. How many of you have been a blessing to other people, even when you didn't have a whole lot yourself? Now, I got to clear something up. It is a blessing when you do something for the poor. It's a blessing when you do something for the poor. The Bible says that when you give to the poor, it is as if you are lending to the Lord. How many of you have?
All right. So you guys just heard what, Pastor Keion had to say, and I definitely want to hear your thoughts. But before we go, let's get into a few comments real quick. Someone says, I really like Pastor Bryant. He's so full of wisdom. He just can't shake that Jezebel spirit that he has. Girl, that is messy. Because listen, I wanted to, raise my hand and say, I'm with you, but then I think about the things, okay? I think about the reputation that, precedes him. Anywho, child, a word don't matter who it come from, huh? I guess. Anywho, someone else says, whatever good you do for people, it will come back tenfold. Listen, I have done for people that may not have been in the same position as me, and I promise I feel like I've received a lot of things because of how I shown up for them in my personal, okay? So I don't know what Pastor Keion is over there talking about. Somebody else says the Bible says in Proverbs 19:17, whoever is generous to the Lord whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. Okay. So, let's get into this person. They have a very lengthy post. They says, number one, I hate that this was posted. It breeds contention between two people that are brothers in the kingdom. Which I be like that sometimes. You're not going to always agree. Number two, Pastor Keion did not explain what he was saying fully so that everyone would understand his message, but it doesn't make him a false prophet, a hireling, a money-hungry preacher, and all those things that many are saying. There are many people whose lives that have changed because of his ministry. Let's stop canceling people over a mistake. Now, I haven't seen anyone saying that they were canceling Pastor Keion, but what I did see was the people calling Pastor Keion out. Okay? Because what he said wasn't right. Now, I ain't see nobody canceling, but maybe you did. Now, number three says there is a difference between giving and sowing. When you give, you expect nothing in return. When you sow, you expect a harvest. Sowing seeds produce fruit. So what he was saying is this: when you give to the poor, what you give does not come back to you in multiplication. God blesses for your kindness you've shown towards the poor, because when we give to the poor, we are given to God. When you sow seeds, tithes, and offerings, it releases increase into your life, windows of heaven that you will not have room to receive overflow. If y'all are good with just giving to the poor, that's fine. But there are some people that understand the blessing of doing both. Ma'am, I appreciate everything that you had to say in this message, and I think that you are indeed right on. However, I do not believe that Pastor Keion was right on with his words. I appreciate how you tried to twist it for your own understanding, but I think that he may have needed to be a bit more clear in his messaging, and I guess he has time time to do that on the next coming Sunday. Okay, he had time to do it on yesterday if he did. Okay, I don't watch him, but maybe he cleared it up because this has been viral since last week. Okay, but I appreciate her messaging and what she felt he was trying to convey that did not properly land with his people. Okay. This person says there's nothing excusable about what he said. The first lie was not getting the multiplication for giving to the poor. That's a lie. God will bless you threefold giving to the poor just as well as giving your tithes. Girl, and listen, the people is eating down, and I think that is my moment for me to moonwalk to the back and back away from this. All right, you guys can leave your thoughts and comments down below, and whether you feel like, okay, Mr. Jamal Bryant had the range to, correct him in a real polite way. In a sense, respond to him in a nice way, similar to how Miss Tabitha Brown responded to the Darius Cooks. Okay, so you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below about everything that we just talked about. All right, I am Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be